This is the kind of crap that drives me nuts. Now, maybe this does not affect me, but I know it affects a good portion of my viewers. I'm in the US, but I believe around half of my viewers are in Europe, in the UK, Germany, Spain, all over the place, man. I have viewers all over the world. And I love you all, man. I love you all. So I'm not just selfish. If it affects you guys, it pisses me off if it's something bad. And I don't know if this affects me as well. It might, but this is messed up, man. So I'll circle back on who notified me of this in a moment, but I saw this. Somebody made me aware, and I was like, this ain't right. I tweeted, wait, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Switch physical copy is a code in a box? This is only said in the Capcom Europe tweet, but regardless, this is some boo-boo-ness. Nothing should ever be a code in a box. I mean, seriously, a collector or not, to me, okay, if you could justify it in your head, fine. I'm not attacking you. But in my brain, in my head, an empty case on the shelf brings me no joy. It's like teasing me as somebody who appreciates physical media. Like I would rather just have like the digital on my system and no physical box to tease me. Like if it just didn't exist physical, why would I want an empty box? It's just laughing at me sitting there. I remember, I think it was like, what game was it? Cuphead back on the Xbox, they did that. And I was like, that's ridiculous. And they just started doing that with a lot of things over the years. Code in the boxes, code in the boxes. It's a waste of plastic, man. It's a waste of plastic. You don't believe me? Let's look at this freaking tweet that came out 16 hours ago from Capcom Europe. Fasten your seatbelts for a ride with Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. 7 legendary games and 1 superhero collection with online play. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read all that. But out now for digital. Just came out digital. I'm not buying the digital version. I'm passing on it. I don't have any connections with Capcom, so I'm not out there begging for a review code or anything. I'm going to sit patiently for my physical copy as long as it's actually physical. Like many of you guys out there in Europe, and I've already seen plenty of people are like annoyed. They didn't know. They didn't know. This is what they say. Switch, code in a box. The fuck? PS4 disc in a box. That's what it should be, a disc or a cartridge in a box. Physical on November 22nd. So we got to wait a while. Check your local stores for details. Xbox One, they recently announced that Xbox, they worked it out for those with an Xbox who wanted an actual, to play this game. Hallelujah that it's coming to Xbox. This wasn't originally announced for Xbox, but it's coming to Xbox. That's good news. But back to the Switch code in a box. That's freaking bonkers, dude. Is that just for Europe or is that across the world? I think it may be just in Europe. It's different teams. It's different teams working on these, not necessarily working on the game, but like, putting out the collections and whatnot, putting them out, distributing them, right? Not working on the games, but distributing them. It's different teams. So code in a box, like I'm sure people in Europe, they don't want a code in a box. Why the hell would they want that empty box? That doesn't make any damn sense, dude. But we'll look at the responses that I've gotten in a second, but let's look at the Capcom US. Like, so I tried going through, I've only seen them retweet like the Marvel vs. Capcom, account. But Marvel vs. Capcom, fasten your seatbelt. It's essentially the same tweet that we just saw from Capcom Europe. Fasten your seatbelts for a ride with, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. 7 legendary games in 1. Available now for digital on Switch, PS4, and Steam. Physical on November 22nd. And Xbox One in 2025. Physical. They didn't, specify what systems or if there's a code in the box. They just said physical. To me, physical means physical. It's on media that we could pop in our system and play. So I'm sure, I would hope that they would clarify if it was a code in a box. They didn't say code in a box here, but back on this ish over here, it says code in a box. They put out the same exact tweet. So obviously between Capcom, the different regions, they're sharing what to say, how to say it. But in Europe, they had to specify code in a box. That's boo-boo-ness, man. Let me see some of these replies on my retweet, and then we'll look at some of the replies in Capcom Europe. But Nev G, what in the hell? Why bother buying physical? You're paying for an empty case, a download code, and a comic book. That's what in the US we're supposed to get a comic book. I don't know about everywhere, but hopefully, he says, come on, Capcom US, why wasn't this disclosed? We don't know. We don't know. I'm sure, I'm hoping the US version's physical because when you look at the listings everywhere, Best Buy, Amazon, anywhere that has it listed, it doesn't say that it's a code in a box in the US. But like I said, I'm disappointed for the European market as that's what it specifies. That's code in the box. In the US, it doesn't say that. Doesn't say that. So I wouldn't get like worked up that it's a code in the box. If it is, I'll be pissed that they didn't like let us know. At least Capcom Europe, it's a code in the box. They said it. So it sucks, but they said it. Like I haven't seen the marketing materials what the box looks like in Europe, but at least hopefully people will know and it says it on the box so they're not tricked into buying it. But our artwork for the box, I haven't seen anything that says. I'm going to try to see if I could find the European box art, but I'm sure Pixel Love, they don't sell code in the box. So there's got to be physical. It's got to be physical. Because he pre-ordered switching to PS4 version from Pixel Love, he said. Vinji, if this happens in the US, I'll be canceling that pre-order extremely fast. I would too. If I find out that that's what they did, I'm canceling it. Boo-boo defined. Dean Federico, especially for a game that's guaranteed going to be delisted within a few years, it most likely will. It's happened, right? Criminal, for sure. This cements why I don't pre-order. I usually wait until I see the regional future options. I heard maybe North America, Japan are getting carts. Not sure how true. Also, physical production between European Union and US are separate teams. So maybe it's just European Union. That could be. The one thing, my friends in European Union out there, in the UK, across Europe, everywhere, if you're affected by this, just remember, you could always buy a copy, from importers from the US, from Japan, wherever, play it on your system. Region free, man, region free, right? Play Asia, it's a good place to buy from. But that sucks. It might just be the European copies. That's ridiculous. OG Sega Steve, hopefully, but not likely. Capcom US will do the right thing, but physical media. But just case, hey, Capcom, physical or find out, right? We have to get clarification. Wolfenstein Youngbloods all over again. It might be a mistake or a European thing. Weird, though. Nothing on Amazon mentioned it. Yeah, I looked. Nowhere's mentioning it in the US. Collections only, Shifty Gizm. Collection's only like 3 gigs. No way they only do a code. Especially if they're taking pre-orders. That'd be dumber than releasing a $700 console without a disc drive. Holy crap. Holy crap. What? Don't buy in this then. Awful. Retro game dude, right? I don't know if I got any updates on this tweet. Just some likes. But let's get back to the other responses, man. So Active here is the one who gave me a heads up, so I appreciate that. Here's what physical looks like. Yeah, cartridge, exactly. Dr. Raichi, code in a box. Seriously, people don't like that. Don't like it. Code in a box for the Switch version, really? The Capcom US tweet doesn't include the extra text being a download code. Maybe that's not what's happening in the US. Code in the box for Switch. Cancel my pre-order. Never done that before. Switch code. I don't know what that says. Code in the box. What's the point? Yeah, people don't want that. They don't want a code in the box. Just give them the damn physical. You never said it was a code in the box. You said it was a cartridge. What's the response? They never said that. They just said physical. But you say physical. I'm not thinking code in a box. I know you could be like, hey, this is a physical object. I know a case is a physical object, but when us as video game players, collectors, whatever you consider yourself, we consider physical the actual media that you put into the system. We don't consider the vessel that would carry that, the vessel that you would put a little paper, you would slot a little paper into the code. That's not physical. That's stupid. That doesn't count. If they say physical, there's no room for interpretation. Physical means media when it comes to video games. Get the hell out of here. What? People aren't happy with that, man. I don't like it. For Europe or any region, doesn't freaking matter, dude. Boo. Boo. But thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. Bye.